Hi guys, welcome to my channel Soil and Margaritas. My name is Roxana and I garden in Zone 5 in Central Indiana. My last frost date officially is at the end of April 25th. It's not necessarily true though, that's just an average day where maybe that could be a good day for me to take my flowers and my vegetables outside. That's not always true though. So I wait until the first week in May to take everything from vegetables, flowers, anything that wouldn't handle a frost very well. I wait until the first week in May. And because of that, I am starting a few things already here in my Zone 5. And I am going to give you an update on how everything is doing. I have a few things that are doing just amazing. Some others just didn't make it, and that just happens. This will be my 4th year starting vegetables and flowers from seed. I have been gardening a lot longer than that, but this is just my 4th year with actually experimenting with growing from seed. So if you have any questions, I'll try to give you as much information as possible with the things that I'm about to show you. And if you are wondering about how I started certain things, feel free to check my past videos because more than likely I already show you how I started everything from the beginning. So let's start. Okay, we're gonna start with lemongrass. I started this lemongrass on the 6th of February. Today is March 2nd, and you can see all of the beautiful growth that this lemongrass has been putting. And I haven't done anything to it other than just giving it water and have them under my LED lights. Look at all of that. And if you're wondering, I grabbed just a pinch of lemongrass seeds and that's what I put over here. So some of them look like I have 2 over here, I have like 7 over here. And what I'm going to be doing probably maybe in the next week or so, when I pot these up, I am going to be dividing as well, because probably like this guy right here has like 8 of them. I probably have way too many plants in one tiny container. So what I'm going to be doing is that I am going to be dividing and just separate them like that. And I'm going to have plenty of lemongrass for this year, for 2023. Isn't that amazing? I know a lot of people don't know that they can start their lemongrass from seed, but this has been working great for me, and I'd rather do this than having to save or overwinter the plants from last year. This is just a lot easier for me. Next is my eucalyptus, silver dollar eucalyptus. This one I started on January 27th, and I already potted these up. I think that I did this a couple of weeks ago. So they're very new in these little containers. And one thing that I'm noticing is that they didn't like the transplant very well. So that's something that I'll probably have to think about for next year if I grow it again. That I'll probably grow it individually in their own little containers. I believe that these guys, I just spread the seeds in one 5x5 container, like this size. I just grabbed this container and I put seeds on top, and whatever germinated, I move into their own little tray here. And this is what I have for eucalyptus. They're just so beautiful. If I can just grab a couple of plants that can make it. It's eucalyptus has always been a tricky one to start from seed. I don't know why, but I just gave these guys some water, so they're all still very wet from that. These right here are my lavender, and I put it in the freezer on the 1st of February. I put the seeds in the freezer for 24 hours, and then I moved these guys here on the 20th of February, so about 19 days later. If you want to see how I did that, I believe that I had a video, my last video or 2 videos ago. From this video is how I show you how to do this. I have plenty of lavender seedlings here. I have a bunch of trulies already happening, and I'm very excited about that. The one that I am not very excited is my Dusty Miller. There's nothing here, absolutely nothing. I don't know, brand new seeds, I believe. I don't know. Not one seed germinated, so that's fine. It happens. These right here are my violas. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful violas. And I started these guys on the 27th of January. And I have a feeling that I am going to have to start violas next year, a little bit earlier, maybe about a month earlier. So I'll probably have to start these guys maybe in December, so that by the time that it starts, so by the time that I am ready to plant these guys outside, they're nice and bushy. They're definitely going, they're beautiful. I mean, look at this. They're just beautiful, beautiful seedlings, nice and green. I have not, for any of my seedlings, I have not done any fertilizing. All of the medium, the soil that I am using for everything is a regular potting mix. So I figured they're getting something from there already. But these guys already, I pot them up here. And again, I use one of these 5x5 containers where you spread the seed on top. And I'll show you a few pictures of how that looked like. And I even think that I have pictures of when I potted those up, just for my records, and they are doing amazing here. Just amazing. And again, these guys were started on the 27th of January, and I believe they had been here for at least a week, if not almost 2 weeks. Aren't these beautiful? Gorgeous. These right here are my geraniums, and I already potted these guys up into 2.5-inch containers because they were ready, you guys. I don't believe that I did a video on that. Like, look at this. Look at this guy right here. Isn't that beautiful? I started these geraniums on the 27th of January, and I started these guys in the 6-cell trays. Some of them I have 2 seeds, and some of them I just had 1 seed, but they were definitely ready to be potted up. And they are absolutely, absolutely beautiful. If you watch that video where I show you how I was planting the seeds into the containers, I mentioned that I wasn't sure if these seeds were going to be geraniums at all. But so far, I think that I bit that bullet. I think that these are geraniums. What color, I guess we'll see. I mentioned that I had a sort of a scam going on when I purchased these seeds. Again, I'll post that video below if you want to watch that. But look at that beautiful, beautiful geranium. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. So happy with these geraniums. These right here are the dahlias that I am propagating, that I'm trying to propagate. And I made a video on that as well. I have a bunch of tubers with regular potting mix here. These are the 3 types of tubers that I have. I have some Milena, can't remember, Arabian Night, and Soulman. And I purchased these from my local Lowe's and Meyer, I believe. And look at this. I already have a bunch. Hopefully you can see that well. I already have a bunch of growth that are happening. These guys right here, the Arabian Night, the ones that are just like exploded with growth. And I'll probably, these are definitely ready to be removed from the main tuber and, you know, start growing on their own plant. So I'll probably do a video this week on how to do those, because these are definitely ready, and everything else slowly is getting there. Like, I don't know if you can see that guy there. Just so beautiful, and I am very excited about this. Free dahlias. And if you're wondering, I did these. I put these tubers here in this container. I have a bottom tray where I just add the water, and this blue tray is a mesh one. Basically, it has holes, so that instead of having to water this from the top, I just add water on the bottom, so that's easier for me. And I did this on February 14th, on Valentine's Day. And like I mentioned, today is March 2nd. And this is how much, almost a little bit over 2 weeks, and they have been doing amazing. It's just perfect. Let me show you the Coleus that I have here. These are the Coleus. I just gave them water, so that's why they're just kind of leaking everywhere. These are the Coleus that I started on the 6th of February. I have 4 different types of Coleus. I have everything by Rose here, and they are doing absolutely amazing. Some of them are growing bigger than the others, and that's fine. Each variety is different when it comes to Coleus, just like any other variety. And I am happy. I am happy with where I am. I'll show you close-ups of all of these guys here in a minute. But my goodness, these guys right here, the dark chocolate ones are just going quite strong. I definitely have to get these guys into their own little containers. And what I'll probably do is that I'll get the 2.5-inch containers, something like this size. These are 2.5-inch, and I'll have to move each Coleus into their own little container, which I am very, very excited. This guy right here is new for me, this Kong green. This right here, I have at least 5 good Coleus plants of that one, and I can't wait to show you close up because it's already showing that little variegation going on with the leaves. They have like a white lighter color in the middle, and I'm very, very excited. Almost look like lettuce. These guys over here on the side, I was a little bit disappointed because Mighty Coleus is the only one that I'm repeating this year from Coleus, and it did okay. I have, gosh, if I take good care of these plants, I'll have 4 plants of Mighty Coleus, which it's not bad, I guess, but I was definitely expecting more. And again, the variegation on those Mighty Coleus is showing already on the true leaves, and I'm, oh my gosh, super, super excited. And this right here on the side, also new for me. It's velvet red, and my gosh, you guys, they look like a dark pink, and I'm all for it. We'll see how they do. I should have done this before I water so that I wouldn't have all this mess, but oh well. So my Chelta bean peppers that I started on the 6th of February, doing amazing. This is how much growth peppers, these Chelta bean peppers have done in about a month. I started this on the 6th of February, today is March 2nd, so a little bit less than a month. They're definitely ready to be potted up, and again, I'll do this for this size. These peppers are going to be growing here for a while, and like I mentioned, these Chelta bean ones are not for me, these are for my parents. And these guys right here are poblano peppers. I started all my peppers on the 6th of February. These are the poblanos. I have plenty of poblanos. I have 7 plants here, and again, these are definitely ready to be potted up because the growth is just so amazing, and I'm sure that the roots, let me see if I can show you one because I'm going to pot these up today. Let me see if I can show you the roots. Wow, yeah. Look at that. I don't know if you can see the roots very well there. And like I say, these guys are going to be right here. They're going to be potted up into their own 2.5-inch containers. And I'm going to do that after this video. Very simple. I'm sure that you guys can figure out how to do that. If not, let me know and I'll make a video on just how I'm potting up these things. And these guys right here, these are jalapeno seeds, and these are our older jalapeno seeds. So I have my Craig's Grande here. I have two plants, and I have jalafuegos here on the other side. So I have a total of 4 plants, which if they all make it, this is definitely plenty for me. This is definitely plenty for this year. 4 jalapeno plants are probably enough for my family. Perfect. I'm going to be definitely potting up all of these peppers today. And I have I have Rudbeckias here, you guys. I started these Rudbeckias on the 14th of February, and I have two different varieties. I have Cherry Brandy and Sahara. I don't know if you can tell. They are already up and going, and I really hope that these guys make it, because I'm obsessed with the flowers. I have been watching a lot of videos about people that grow these two varieties, and I'm all for it. These right here are my yarrow that I started. I started these guys with the freezer trick. So I put the seeds in the freezer on February 1st for 24 hours, and on the 6th of February I moved the seeds that were already germinating here. And my goodness, I have so much going on there. I definitely have to pot this up at some point. And like these guys right here, I have 6 plants right here. I definitely have to divide those. So I definitely need to get these potted up into their own little containers, because if I wait any longer, the roots are just going to keep on getting wrapped around each other. So I am just going to have to do that, and hopefully they make the division well. But like, look at this guy. This guy already has like a big leaf there going. I'm super excited about this yarrow, you guys, because I don't have yarrow in my garden, and from the pictures that I have seen, especially for drying the flowers, I'm very excited about that. Isn't that amazing? I have been doing this for 4 years, and I still get so surprised because of the, it's just so magical. Pretty sure that I have more, but I think this is all I have right here. These are my petunias. I don't know if I'm giving them a little too much water, because they're looking a little bit, like the leaves are looking a little bit yellowish. So I am slowing down with the amount of water for them, but this is my first year growing petunias. So if you have any tips for me, I'll probably break some sort of fertilizer for my petunias, only because again, this is potting mix, so I wouldn't think that they need fertilizer right away. But these petunias, I started them on the 6th of February, so almost a month there, and this is how much they have grown. And they're known to be slow growers, I believe, so they're not that big, especially for being there a month. Not that big, but I'm just happy that I got a bunch of seedlings going there. These right here are my cornflowers that I got from Baker Creeks, and these are the Paradiso Super Duper. This is like a double pink bloom that I just love, and you can tell. And I did the trick for this one as well, the 24-hour freezer trick, and I put them in the freezer for 24 hours on the 1st of February, and on the 8th I took the seeds that were germinated already, and look, this is what I have. This is my growth, and they'll be here for a bit. I have a total of 6 plants, so I'm really hoping that these guys make it. These are perennial, so hopefully I can save these guys for future years. Another variety that I have here that it's doing okay are my foxgloves. I don't know what's going on. I have 2 varieties. I have Camelot Rose and Dalmatian Peach, and I have 3 seedlings here of my Camelot Rose, barely popping up there. I don't know what the deal is. And I have 1, possibly 2 of my Dalmatian Peach. I mean, they're super tiny. I don't know that I can show you exactly, but these guys were started on the 14th of February. So it may be that they just need a little bit more time. Fingers crossed. I mean, if I get at least 4 plants all combined from the 2 varieties, it will be fine. But I already did start another, I do have another batch of these foxgloves in a 5x5. I put them, the only thing that I did different this time is that I put a Ziploc bag to keep the condensation there and the high humidity in there. So I just did this yesterday, so there's nothing there, but fingers crossed for that. These right here are my ranunculus, and as you can see, I have lots of growth happening. So I put these guys in potting mix. I soaked them, I put them in potting mix on the 8th of February. And on the 22nd of February, about a couple of weeks later, I put the corms, the little mini tubers that were showing signs of growth. I put them in their own little, this size is 3.3 inches. I got these trays, these little containers from Amazon. This one is from Bootstrap, but look at that. Look at all the growth that is going on there. It's just so cool. And I have another tray full of them and they look exactly the same, so I don't have to show you the other tray, but look at those ranunculus. And I just gave them water. I just gave them water about an hour ago, so that's why they're leaking like that. But isn't that amazing? I show you in a video how I started a bunch of these things. This right here is kale, and I started this kale on the 18th of February. These guys will be going outside as soon as possible. I'll probably give them another week or so to keep on growing. But I started these guys on the 18th of February, and this is kale, and this is how much growth I have gotten. These guys right here, let me show you. These are sugar snap peas, and like I mentioned, these guys, I started them indoors to give them a little bit of a heads up because they take forever to germinate outside if I use direct sow them. So I let them grow here for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I put them outside. And this year I'm starting them a little bit earlier because I want to see how they do. Can you see those roots there? They're definitely getting ready for me to take them outside into their containers, and I'll show you that how I do that and when I do that. But probably another week. I started these guys on the 18th as well, and they're all looking like this. And I also have spinach. I also got the spinach on the 18th of February. I put the seeds here straight into these containers. Whatever my fingers will take, I will put those there, and I'll probably separate them when I plant them outside. I'm going to be harvesting these guys hopefully just as babies, so I don't really mind if they're too close together. I just like to do this, and I'm doing the same thing for lettuce. I have a mix of lettuce here going, and all of these three, kale, sugar snap peas, lettuce, and spinach. On the 18th of February, I put the seeds straight into these containers, and this is how much growth they have been doing. Look at that. Gosh, sugar snap peas are like crazy. They're just beasts growing inside. This right here is my oregano, and I have these 2 rows here are oregano, and this one right here is thyme. My oregano is doing amazing. The thyme is doing a little bit, it's okay. I started these guys on the 14th of February, and what I'll be doing here in the next week is that I'm going to be potting this up, and I'll be dividing this oregano because that's definitely a lot of seeds. And if you watch the video where I started this, I just grab a pinch of oregano seeds, and whatever comes, and I don't mind having them like a bush, growing them like a bush instead of just like a single plant. It's just how I like to do my oregano whenever I start oregano from seed. And this is how much growth they have been putting in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and they're doing amazing. One that is not doing so hot is my snapdragons. I started these snapdragons on the 14th of February, and I have 3 very sad looking seedlings. very, very disappointed on that. Same thing happened to me last year with snapdragons. I don't know why. I didn't cover the seed. I kept enough humidity on them. I just don't know why. I definitely have tons of seeds here, and they're not growing for some reason. So I don't know, but I did start a bunch more in the same way, and I am adding a little bit more humidity. I don't know if it was just too dry for them, but I just started these guys yesterday, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get some snapdragons. And last but not least is my ginger. I can't remember when I did this on ginger. Let me see that really quick. This is why I need to make sure that I have labels for everything, because otherwise I have no clue. Around February 3rd, that's when I place my ginger pieces here in this potting mix. I have the tray where I'm holding all the soil, and I do have the tray at the bottom where I use for bottom watering. I don't just water my ginger from the top. And you can see here, you can see where I have some sprouts already happening here. And I definitely am over watering a little because I see some signs like I have a little bit of mold there going, not much, but that means that I'm just definitely keeping them a little too wet. And I gotta be careful with ginger because ginger does not like to be really concentrated with water. It needs moisture, but it doesn't like to be hanging out in water. So I'll definitely keep an eye on that. But I wanna show you, even if you don't see anything happening just yet, ginger takes a little bit of time to get going. So if it has been 3 weeks, you know, and you don't see anything growing yet, just don't give up, just keep on going, because these guys are just bees. Like right here, I have a bunch of roots on the bottom, and I shouldn't be digging these guys out like this, but I just wanna show you. Like, look at all those roots here. All of these on top, all of those are roots. Look at that. So I'm happy with how ginger is going. And I am going to leave them here until the sprouts are at least, I don't know, 3-4 inches tall, when I'll move them into their own little containers. And if you want to see how I started this, I'll put all of the videos underneath this video description, so that if you haven't watched those, you can see. But this is my ginger. I have a mess here. I definitely, next time, not for myself, do not water your seedlings before doing the updates. I'll do everything after. Basically, that's all I have growing inside, you guys. Some things are not doing so well, others are doing amazing. This is just kind of how it goes with starting seeds indoors. The first year that I started snapdragons, I had amazing results. I had no problems whatsoever. Then the second year, I didn't grow any. Last year, I grew a bunch, and I had the same weird thing happening with the seeds. And it's just one of those things. Just when you think that you have a handle on things, something like this happens, and you're like, I don't know what's going on. So that's what I have for you today. If you have any questions about how I started a bunch of these seeds, more than likely I already have a video showing you how I did that. So please check those past videos if you haven't. And if you have any specific questions, let me know in the comments. But I'll be doing a lot of potting up and dividing today. I don't believe that I have to show you that, but if you do want a video like that, just let me know in the comments. I'll definitely have plenty of opportunities for me to show you how I pot those up or how I move them up to a container. But I'm excited. I'm excited on how things going. Some things are just not doing anything, and that's fine. That's just how it goes. Thank you for being here, you guys, and until the next time. Always forget about the thumbnail. Okay.